I love building LEGO Star Wars creations. In this video I'm going to build 3 unique and detailed Star Wars bases, each one for a different Star Wars faction. A fortified base for the Galactic Empire, a reconnaissance base for the First Order, and a communications center for the Grand Army of the Republic. I will use a black frame design for all 3 creations for a nicer aesthetic and contrast with the build. For the base of the Galactic Empire, I'm going to take some inspiration from the Imperial Base on Aldhani, seen in Andor TV series. On the side note, oh man, I'm so excited for the second season. As for the minifigures of this creation, I'm going to use 2 Imperial Army Troopers, 2 Imperial crew members, 1 Imperial Major, and 1 Imperial Pilot. I'm starting with the terrain section of the build. Aldhani has this very saturated color of the grass and I think olive green will be perfect for it. I'm placing the cobblestone path that will lead to the entry of the base, as well as some smaller rock formations, and I'm completing the remaining part of terrain. Here is a quick look on the finished terrain. Let's design the entrance door of the base. Yeah, it fits perfectly here. Now I'm building up the foundation of the front walls, where on the corner of them I will place the rounded front tower. To create it, I will use this neat connection so I can attach next segments at an angle. Next, I will smoothly combine these parts to finally slide every component into their intended place. I love how nicely this rounded section turned out. Now I'm adding a sloped transition to the second level of the base, as well as I'm attaching some details on its side. In this corner I want to include a textured wall with a bit of industrial design that will nicely fit the Imperial aesthetic. Let's build up side walls and the foundation on the back of the creation, so I can attach this door that connects to the outside entrance we did before. As well as I'm adding some angled wall sections and in between a weapon rack. To fill this place I'm creating the Imperial styled elevator that uses some tricky bracket and slot connections to achieve its specific shape and still be in scale to the minifigures. Now I'm going to use various tiles to create smooth floor design with some very basic pattern. To finish off the first level, I will add a baseplate structure that will hold the entire thing in place. I'm completing the upper segment of the rounded tower and I'm adding a railing system so no one falls down, and here we have a quick look on the finished first level of the base. For the second level I'm going to add a little defensive post, where I include a heavy blaster cannon and a tiny communication device. Now I'm creating yet another entrance to the base that connects to the elevator on the first level. I'm attaching the side walls and inner supports, to which I'm connecting vent panels of the base. I'm completing this area with similar upper finish as on the first level. What's left to do is adding a roof piece with some nice details. It's time to put some tiles to lay down the foundation for the minifigures and some really great accessories, crates, cargo boxes and treasure, which is something that Skeleton Crew would be happy with. I'm attaching them all to create a nice composition. I'm happy to announce it's minifigure time. I'm so happy with the final result. Entire base captures so well this raw Imperial aesthetic of their fortified structures on Aldhani. The detailed interior is really nicely compact, and I love all fun crates and boxes on the second level. For the base of the First Order, I'm going to take some inspiration from this epic concept art book for The Force Awakens, and I'm going to base my design on this part of the oscillator from the Starkiller base. As for the minifigures of this creation, I'm going to use 3 First Order Snowtroopers, 3 First Order crew members, 1 First Order Lieutenant, and 1 First Order Colonel. On the same black frame design, I'm attaching a technic support structure that with combination of regular LEGO system has the task of holding together in place the future First Order base. So I'll be able to do this and nothing will break off. Let's create the technic foundation of the elevated part of the outpost. With rough sketch of the building and its connection completed, I'm going to build the terrain portion of the creation. So I decided to chill a bit and I finished the terrain off camera. I used various wedge pieces and rounded 1x1 tiles to create dynamic layout. Additionally, I incorporated some bits of snow here and there. Let's attach the entrance panels of the future base and a nice looking door. Now I'm building walls on both sides while leaving some gaps which I will fill with a more advanced texture later. Here I'm adding some basic machinery and pipe system. I repeat the same pattern on the other side, and on the front I place first order symbol covered with a simply textured panel. Let's build the first level to provide a smooth transition to the main part of the base. Using a slightly altered wall design from the previous base, I'm going to finish the back section. And here is a quick look on the progress so far. So yeah, I decided to shrink a bit the width of the platform for a nicer proportions. And this is a size I ended up with. Let's add the lower part of the front wall with this long panel that will cover all this Technic structure. In the meantime, I designed this wall with windows, which I think fits the first order aesthetic quite well. I used here primary side building technique and some Technic 1x1 bricks. Let's attach this component. Now I'm going to build up the angled side section on both sides to be able to attach upper front wall, on which I will also add a layer of bricks to attach to the front the second long panel. It's time to cover with plates the platform and add here a control panel. Now I'm tiling the floor in a black color, which is characteristic for the first order facilities. Let's attach a new control panel at an angle, and the same one on the other side. In the corners I will also add one more on each side. We need to connect this space to the lower level. That's why I'm adding here a hatch from the elevator. I'm glad with this compact interior space. It's time to design the angled walls. Within the brick build structure I'm including a very characteristic light pattern seen in a lot of Star Wars media. I want the garrison of this base to have a better view, so I included here a side window. Here is a quick look from the inside. I repeated the same wall design on the other side. And let's finish this back section where I want to include a simple window. Now I'm going to add some necessary panels to the sides, as well as the bottom to complete the front of the base. What I would like to do now is to finish this area. As you can see, I left some exposed studs to be able to attach an entire panel, which we need to design first. I'm building a very minimalistic but detailed panel with cover for the side window, and a few bits of snow here and there. Let's attach it to the base. I mirrored the design to create an additional side panel for the other side. I'm so happy how great this entire section turned out. In the meantime, to complete the base, I designed and assembled this roof component, complete with vents and sensors. Let's attach it to the base in previously prepared spots. In this spot I'm going to add a tree covered with snow, and here I will add a crate with cookies, power box, a first order flag, and some more crates and cargo boxes. Finally, it's time for the minifigures. I'm really happy with this outpost. The amount of design and thought that went into shaping and assuring structural stability was well worth it. I love how the outpost towers over the terrain and gives this imposing and powerful feel of the mighty First Order. For the base of the Grand Army of the Republic, I'm going to make a mobile communications center on Salekumai. As for the minifigures of this creation, I'm going to use 2 plain Phase 1 clone troopers, 1 clone gunner, and my custom Captain Trix. Once again I'm using the same black frame as the base for my creation, on which I'm making a terrain border while using freeform style. I'm continuing the terrain in a characteristic color combination for Salekumai, being dark tan, olive green and reddish brown. Let's quickly build a barricade so our clones will have some cover, and let's complete the terrain portion of the creation to have the space for an outpost. As it's a mobile center, I'm making 2 simple scaffoldings for a cloth piece on each one of them. Underneath the first one will be my custom minifigure scale 80/30. It's time to make foundation segment of the big communication device, for which I'm going to use my turret design that will work very nicely as a top piece of this structure. I designed and assembled 4 panels of camera, so now I'll attach them to previously prepared spots on each side of this device. I also created this small computer terminal that I'm connecting with our communication device. On the top I'm attaching this piece with some wires on the sides, to which I'll attach this giant antenna that was made by using this printed dish piece. I'm glad with this design, I have definitely never built anything like this before. There will be a gunner's position underneath the second piece of fabric. But first I'm adding some items, crates and cargo boxes to fill this space. It's time to attach our public heavy repeating blaster. In the meantime, I added some plants and vegetation scattered throughout the scene. Let's add some minifigures. I truly like how this build turned out. The free-roam style of terrain was the right choice for this build, as it adds more realism to this location. Creating the mobile outpost was really fun, especially all those little details. Entire communication center came out great. Let me know in the comments which base was your favorite. If you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to check out the next one, visible on the screen. See you soon!